I believe that she will pass the skies. I do believe that she is the kind of a superstar. When I say that, doesn't mean to the head, but what she can go with her skills and learning.
They said no one could touch Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated golden girl of the PFL, fast hands, ruthless power, a smile that hides a storm. But in one brutal exchange, all that confidence shattered. Because when Ekaterina Vandaryeva stepped into the spotlight, she didn't see a superstar, she saw a target. This isn't just another rivalry, it's a clash between experience and ego, beauty and brutality, and what happened behind the cameras might change both of their careers forever. Don't forget to subscribe to MMA Desk, your ringside seat to every fight, feud, and fallout shaking the fight world, and let's dive right in the video. Dakota Ditcheva's rise wasn't just fast, it was explosive. A few years ago, almost no one outside hardcore fight circles even knew her name. But the moment she stepped into the Professional Fighters League cage, everything changed.
How do I describe this? I feel like I'm talking to the most popular girl at the PFL school. How would you describe it? If someone said like, hey Dakota, what's it like having all this attention? What do you tell them?
If PFL aren't looking, then I'll probably say I hate it.
She wasn't like the others, there was something cold and confident about the way she walked forward. Never flinching, never backing down. Her fights rarely made it past the second round. The bell would ring, she'd touch gloves, and then it was chaos. Heavy body shots, crisp combinations, and that unshakable stare that made opponents fold before she even touched them. 15 wins, 0 losses, 13 knockouts. That's not just dominance, that's destruction. And the way she celebrated every victory, copying soccer goal poses from her favorite Manchester City players, made her look untouchable, almost too perfect. She became the youngest PFL champion ever, walking away with $1 million prize and a reputation as the new face of women's MMA. Every headline said the same thing. Dakota Ditcheva wasn't just good, she was special. But what people didn't see behind that confidence was how much pressure came with it.
Social media followers have gone up. Has there been anybody that's followed you or messaged you and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this person even knows I exist?
Yeah, I mean, I have obviously a really good relationship with Manchester City in the UK.
Yep.
And obviously like Doku, one of the players, always like comments whenever I do like
okay, cool. Yeah.
I've had interactions like that.
Every interview, every post, every comment online told her the same thing: keep winning or it's over. When you're on top, there's nowhere left to go but down, and Dakota was beginning to feel the weight of it. While Dakota was busy building her legacy, another name had been echoing through the fight world for years: Ekaterina Vandaryeva. To most casual fans, she was known simply as Barbie. At first, people thought the nickname was a joke, but inside the ring, there was nothing plastic about her. She'd been fighting since 2007, facing some of the best Muay Thai fighters on the planet before Dakota was even out of school. She wasn't just a pretty face. Vandaryeva had power, speed, and an iron chin. With nearly 70 professional fights, she'd seen every kind of fighter there was: brawlers, counter-strikers, grapplers, all of them. Her list of opponents read like a who's who of female striking legends. She beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk before Joanna ever became a UFC champion. She'd fought in Thailand, stood before the king to receive awards, and represented Belarus as one of the top female fighters of her generation. Even when her record showed losses, no one ever questioned her toughness. She wasn't done, she was waiting. The fire in her eyes said it all. She wanted one more big run. And when she saw Dakota Ditcheva's name everywhere on posters, on podcasts, all over social media, she knew she'd found her next target. Vandaryeva was 33 now, but that didn't scare her. She'd fought champions before, and in her mind, this British sensation was just another overconfident kid who needed a lesson in humility. It started quietly, just whispers at first: Barbie wants Dakota.
You're going to build your fighter striking.
Me. Sugar Sean probably after me.
Wrestling?
I think the obvious one would be Khabib, but Kayla Harrison, I really think she could give him a run for his money.
At first, fans laughed. How could someone from one championship, who'd taken a few recent losses, think she could hang with the undefeated PFL queen? But Vandaryeva didn't care. She wasn't chasing fame, she was chasing a statement. When the two women finally met backstage at an event, the air turned electric. No gloves, no ring, just tension. Vandaryeva stared right through Dakota, and Dakota, always the confident one, smirked back. Then came the moment that broke the internet. Cameras caught a heated exchange. No punches, no shoving, just pure venom in their voices. "Your time's over," Vandaryeva said in her thick accent, voice steady like she'd practiced it 1,000 times. Dakota tried to laugh it off, but something in her eyes shifted. This wasn't one of her usual opponents. This was someone who'd fought for survival long before social media followers and million-dollar checks.
When is Dakota Ditcheva going to the UFC?
I think people now, with me beating Tyler Santos, they want to see like what else I'm capable of, so it's got to be something more.
Women want to be equal. And believe me when I tell you, women have proved here that they are equal.
The clip went viral overnight. People started saying Ekaterina made Dakota cry not from pain, but from frustration. For the first time, the woman who looked unbreakable had cracked. Whether the tears were real or not didn't matter. In the world of MMA, perception is everything. And suddenly, Dakota looked human. What made that moment even more powerful was the way Vandaryeva carried herself afterward. She didn't brag. She didn't post 1,000 stories online. She just said, "You'll see." That quiet confidence hit harder than any punch. Reporters began digging through her past, realizing just how long she'd been a killer in the sport. From 2009 world titles to countless wars and one championship, Vandaryeva had built her career on toughness. She wasn't just fighting for wins anymore, she was fighting to remind everyone who she was. Dakota might have been undefeated, but Ekaterina had something no number could measure: experience. She'd fought through injuries, heartbreak, bad judges, and worse paychecks. She'd been doubted before and always found her way back. The idea of fighting someone younger, faster, and richer didn't scare her. If anything, it motivated her.
She's still young and learning a lot, especially came to American Top Team, and now she's getting to a different level. You guys going to see a different Dakota on November 29.
Let's see if she can handle someone who won't break, she told one interviewer, and you could feel the truth in her tone. People started calling this the ultimate matchup: youth versus wisdom, fire versus ice. Dakota was explosive, violent, and aggressive, while Vandaryeva was patient, calm, and technical. One fought with speed, the other with precision. On paper, Dakota looked unbeatable, but fans who knew the fight game understood that experience can slow down the fastest fighter. Katarina's reach, timing, and calmness under pressure were her hidden weapons. She'd seen young, hungry prospects come and go for over a decade. Every time they thought they could outmuscle her, she found a way to make them miss, make them doubt themselves, and then punish them for it. Dakota had never fought anyone like that before. She was used to controlling chaos, not being outsmarted by it. For Vandaryeva, this wasn't just a fight, it was her chance to remind the world that the new generation doesn't always mean the better one. When the rumors started that Vandaryeva had made Dakota cry backstage, the MMA world exploded. Fans argued for days. Some said it was a setup, a PR stunt to hype a future fight. Others swore it was real, claiming sources close to the PFL saw Dakota storm off after the confrontation. The clip showed her eyes glassy, jaw clenched. Maybe it was anger, maybe embarrassment, but the internet didn't care about details. They cared about drama. Barbie broke Dakota. The headline screamed. Suddenly, for the first time, Dakota was the story not for her wins, but for her weakness. Analysts started chiming in. Dan Thomas, a UFC veteran, said on a podcast that Dakota's dominance might have made her too comfortable. She needs someone to scare her, he said, and Ekaterina might be the one. That comment alone sent social media into a frenzy. Then came the wild twist rumors that Conor McGregor himself had been keeping an eye on Dakota, calling her the next superstar. The idea that he might see something in her gave fans hope that she was still destined for greatness. But even that praise came with pressure. If McGregor saw her as the next big thing, then losing to someone like Vandaryeva would be more than just a defeat. It would be a public collapse. Dakota knew it. Everyone knew it. Her interviews started to sound different. The confidence was still there, but it came with cracks. She said she wasn't done with the PFL yet, that she wanted to keep building, but her eyes told another story. Behind the smiles, there was something heavier, now something that looked like doubt. As Dakota tried to move forward, another name started stealing headlines: Lucia Shabava, known as the Silent Killer, an undefeated European fighter with a 10-0 record and a reputation for finishing everyone she touched. Unlike Dakota, who loved the spotlight, Lucia stayed quiet. No trash talk, no drama, just violence. She could knock you out standing or choke you out on the ground. In her 10 fights, she'd ended 8 by stoppage. Her nickname wasn't a gimmick, it was reality. Everyone who fought her said the same thing. She doesn't talk, she just hurts you. Fans started whispering that Lucia, not Vandaryeva, might be the one to truly destroy Dakota. The timing was poetic while Dakota battled online rumors and emotional pressure. The Silent Killer was rising in silence, winning titles and building her reputation as Europe's most dangerous woman. Lucia's most recent fight proved how terrifying she'd become. She faced Cecilia Bolander for the Octagon Bantamweight title. Everyone expected a close fight. Instead, Lucia dismantled Bolander in one round, breaking her down with brutal precision until the referee had no choice but to step in. The clips went viral, and fans immediately started asking the question, what if Lucia fought Dakota? Suddenly, Dakota wasn't the unstoppable force anymore, she was the hunted. With Vandaryeva calling her out publicly and Lucia quietly building a legacy in the shadows, the once invincible British star found herself surrounded. The pressure that once pushed her forward was now crushing her. Dakota's story has always been about confidence, about walking through fear like it wasn't real, but every fighter reaches a point where the mask cracks. For her, it started with a few sharp words from a veteran who refused to back down. Vandaryeva didn't just challenge her physically, she challenged her identity. She made Dakota face something she hadn't felt before: doubt. Whether or not the tears backstage were real, they symbolized something deeper. The moment every undefeated fighter dreads the realization that the myth of perfection doesn't last forever. Now, the fight world waits. Will Dakota rise again and prove everyone wrong? Will she face Vandaryeva and silence the rumors? Or will she crumble under the weight of her own reputation? And lurking behind both of them, the silent killer waits, patient, ruthless, and silent as ever. If that fight ever happens, it won't just be another match. It'll be a war for legacy, pride, and redemption. Because in this sport, no one stays on top forever. The truth is, Dakota Ditcheva changed women's MMA. She made it exciting, unpredictable, and brutal again. But legends aren't made from easy fights. They're forged in pain, pressure, and the moments when everything feels like it's falling apart. Ekaterina Vandaryeva reminded her, and all of us, that no fighter is untouchable. And as fans, we live for those moments, the ones that show us even the strongest can break, and even the forgotten can rise again. In the end, this isn't just about two fighters throwing punches, it's about pride, legacy, and the moment when power shifts hands. Dakota Ditcheva built an empire out of dominance, but even empires shake when someone fearless steps into the spotlight. Ekaterina Vandaryeva isn't just another opponent, she's a reminder that experience never fades, and that true fighters don't chase fame, they earn it. What we saw between them wasn't just rivalry, it was a spark that could redefine women's MMA. But the story isn't finished. With the silent killer climbing fast and Dakota trying to silence the noise, the future of the division has never been more uncertain or more exciting. Whether Dakota proves she's still the queen or Vandaryeva completes her comeback, one thing's certain, the fight world is watching every move. This is what makes MMA unforgettable, not just the knockouts, but the stories behind them. And if you want to see how this war unfolds, who rises, and who falls next, make sure you're here when it happens. Subscribe to MMA Desk, your home for real stories, real fighters, and the moments that shake the fight world to its core.